Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus A330 pilot, and welcome back to the InnyBuild A340. Today we are going to fly the latest update, version 1.0.9 from New York JFK over to Frankfurt on the Lufthansa flight 405, which is a real-world service operating almost daily between the two cities on the A340. So, I'd say without any further ado, we are gonna get right into this and board our A340 through the two left door, which is where the crew would be coming in. Let's make our way through business class all the way into the flight deck, and I just can't overemphasize how excellent this looks. I mean, yeah, this is Lufthansa. This is what it looks like. Just absolutely beautiful. Alright then, let's make our way into the flight deck and start with a little bit of a setup over here. But as always, we are going to start with a look at our flight plan so that we can fill you guys in with what we are going to do today. So this is what today's flight is going to look like. We are leaving New York JFK and then heading across the net tracks over into Frankfurt. Now, our significant weather chart has quite a lot of stuff on here, but a lot of that is low-level stuff, so that we don't actually have to deal with it. If we look at the upper-level chart, things are looking a bit easier. So let's have a closer look. We are departing New York, and once we enter the tracks over here, we are also entering this dashed area. If we look at this, we can see the outer part of it is basically belonging to this area number 2 over here, while there's also an inner part, even though I do believe that that little arrow here is labeled incorrectly. Yeah, that sometimes actually happens on real-world weather charts as well, by the way. So, looking on this, we can see area number 1, so I guess probably that one over here, is marked with severe turbulence, while area number 2, which is probably the wider one over here, which we are mostly flying through over here and over here as well, is marked as moderate turbulence. In any case, what we can say is with this lovely 210 knot jet stream, it is going to become somewhat turbulent here. Now, looking into the second half of the flight, again, the low-level chart has a lot of stuff on there. The high-level chart looks quite a bit cleaner, so once we make our way out of the North Atlantic, that is becoming quite a bit better. By the way, over here, again, the same incorrect marking where you've got that number 2 inside this area over here, and then number 1 with the arrow also pointing in here. I guess number 1 should probably be pointing to this area here, and would then be severe turbulence, but, well, we'll see about it. In any case, what we can already deduct from this flight plan is it's going to be a turbulent night. It's also going to be a very quick flight, but we better be safe than sorry today with our speed management. Airport weather is a bit of a thing as well. New York, absolutely perfect, almost no clouds at all, beautiful weather conditions. Frankfurt in the forecast is very good as well, 060 at 10 knots, 10 kilometers, overcast 2000, and looking into the forecast for the arrival, that's going to change in broken clouds. Temporarily light snow showers from 1000, so that's pretty much exactly our arrival time, but I am positive that it is going to be okay. Now looking into our alternate Stuttgart down here, again, temporarily in the arrival time, actually not going to, well, actually Stuttgart up here is actually okay, not to say absolutely beautiful. Hahn, which would have been a bit closer, gives us this tempo unusable. So generally Düsseldorf is also okay, so airport weather is kind of fine. For the ETOPS, things are looking a little bit different, so we are using Halifax as our ETOPS entry, which may be a little bit strange at first because obviously there is Newfoundland over here that we could always have been using, but the weather at any of those airports is actually far out of limits today. So crosswind components, gusts up to 35 knots cross in wet conditions, in snowy conditions, can't do that on the A340, so we're above the maximum crosswind limit, so yeah, that's why we are using Halifax for the net entry. On the other hand side, Ireland, totally fine, Shannon is looking good, so we are good to go. Now, going in the top of our plan, we are departing over here at 0300 UTC, arriving at 10:40, so 20 minutes ahead of schedule. Starting on flight level 350, later on flight level 370, which may be a little bit below the pure aerodynamic optimum altitudes, but do keep in mind that due to the jet streams today, flying a little bit lower may actually be a little bit quicker. That's also the reason why we're planned only at Mach 0.8, which suits us very well though, because of the forecast turbulence. Now, looking into our fuel, this is where things are getting interesting. So 50.3 tons plus taxi leads us to 51 tons of fuel by default. Now, with that turbulence, there is a good chance that we might be flying a little bit lower than planned. And as we can see, 2,000 feet below takes an additional 1,000 kilograms. So I am going to plan for that today. Let's take those 1,000 kilos extra plus the 164 that it takes to carry those. So we're going to turn that into 52.5 tons, and then we should be fine for today's flight. Alright, so that was one of the not so easy flight plans to analyze. A little bit of stuff happening there, especially in the en route sector. But now we are totally good to go, so let's go ahead and get going, setting up our aircraft for today's flight. So we're going to start with the preliminary cockpit preparation, and for that we are going to check the engine masters are off, start selector norm, the weather radar is off, landing gear lever is down, the wipers are both set off, and the battery voltage is more than 25.5 volts on each of those batteries. We are operating on the external power for now, but let's go ahead and do the APU fire test. Over here, that's looking good. Then I don't have any frequency just yet, so I'm just going to use 1228 here. Make sure we are actually listening to something on ATC, and let's not blast our ears, and then we can go ahead and switch on that APU so that we get air conditioning going. Alright, now with that done, let's switch our ADS 1, 2 and 3 into nav, and then we can quickly head over to our electronic flight bag. Download the SimBrief flight over here, then let's head over into the payload and fuel, and also import all of that from SimBrief. Now for the fueling, we said we wanted to go with 50 to 500. Like that, and then let's instantly load the fuel, instantly load the payload, and then we can head over into the GSX menu and also request boarding down there. Alright, so now everything is in progress. To finish up our calculations, let's go over here, JFK, synchronize that weather. We'll just keep runway 4 left for now, I think. Let's see, OFP. Yeah, we're planned on 4 left for the time being. We'll see how accurate or not that is eventually going to be. But initially we just want to get some figures. And for that, takeoff weight 221 is going to do the job. So let's put that in here. 221, flaps 2, air conditioning off, calculate. Alright, so easy going. We can go all the way up to the structural max takeoff weight for today's flight. And finally, getting ourselves some charts ready down here. APC, all terminals, and we need an AGC as well. Here we go. Don't have any set plan for the time being, but that's totally fine. Alright, cool. So all that good stuff is done. Then let's go ahead and see if we can maybe already gather an ATIS. So going down into the FMS A340-300 CFM56, enough database is up to date. Delete any of the previously stored items, and then let's just go on to the ATSU. ALC menu, flight init, and init request. No alternate, interesting. Okay, then let's add that manually with Stuttgart. Like that. Alright, now in the real world, Lufthansa would have the ATIS request here, unfortunately not in the sim, so we do have it over here. Alright, ATIS type, let's get Say Intentions AI please, like that. And we are looking for a KJFK with the departure ATIS, please, and Frankfurt with the arrival ATIS, like that. Alright, normally we should be able to send those. I do believe in the sim we need to press the init request button first, which is something that they can definitely still fix with a future update. Alright, now let's see, that thing is in here. Let's go back to the ADIS menu. Yeah, now we can request them. Alright, so both requests should be sent. Something I do like to do is to turn the auto updates on, but it looks like you can actually not do that in here. Alright, so here's our ATIS. Departing runways 4 left and right, both in use. Okay, then we'll just stick to 4 left for the time being. And, well, the rest is looking good the way it is. So let's keep that for now. Alright, great. So all that stuff down here is done. Then let's have a quick look at our aircraft's condition. So oxygen is good. Hydraulic quantities are good. Engine oil quantities are full. And that is all looking good. Flaps up, and that agrees. Spoilers retracted. And the parking brake can be released for now. Quick alternate brake check. Looking good. And parking brake back set again. Alright, lovely. So all that stuff's done. We got 11 minutes to our planned departure time. So let's go ahead and start with our procedures right up here. So refueling is completed. So all the signs are coming on. APU bleed is also coming on. Fuel pumps on, engine fire test is looking good. The other side is looking good. We can switch the cooling to low since there is none required today. So that thing's done. Now let's see, altimeter 3002. Like that. It's the 4th of February. That's checked, that's all looking good. Frequencies we'll get to, well, we can actually do them now. So give me that AGC, please. Delivery 130.05 and ground 1219er. Alright, so probably something like that. And it should be 13505. Alright, that's looking good. VHF2, 1215. Like that. Down here everything's set. Weather and turbulence. Tilt can go up a little bit, and that's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. Alright, then let's go right into our FMS setup. So let's get our assembly flight plan over here, and then I will be using my WinWing unit to do the inputs, which does fully work. Okay, so FM1, 340-300, we checked that already. JFK to Frankfurt, alternate Stuttgart, Lufthansa 405, Costinix 30, flight level 350. That's all looking good. Then let's go ahead, JFK, departure, runway 4 left. And I'll just enter JFK 5 over here, insert. And for the arrival in Frankfurt, for the time being, we'll plan the ILS runway 07 right with the IMCOM 1 Delta arrival, and we'll take the Delta Fox 654 transition. Insert. Then let's go ahead and create the engine out points. So stored waypoints, that'll be JFK X1 based on KJFK 04 left with a runway track of 044 and 25 miles straight ahead. PBD waypoint store. Now secondary flight plan, copy active, JFK X1 like that, and holding 044 right turns. That's all looking fantastic. Alright, insert. Now immediate return back to JFK. And for that we will be using an ILS approach to runway 4 left, which is the longest one available down here. Now let's go to the flight plan page and insert that same stuff. So, oh, no, not Frankfurt, we're not home yet. Come on, take that clear out, please. Here we go. Okay, JFK 04 left. Radial 044 and JFK X1 like that. Beautiful. Alright, cool. So back into the flight plan. Now we need a couple of step altitudes. Or to be exact, one of them. And that's gonna be step at N44W050, and we are going to flight level 370. Not allowed. What is it called in here? 44N050W. Exact opposite format to our real-world aircraft. So 44N050W/370, like that. Alright, here we go. And if we're already fancy, let's go ahead and insert the speed restriction at Dovey as well, because that's gonna... interesting. There should be my constant speed prompt over here. Okay, we might have to do that in flight. In any case, that is pretty much going to be fine. So, for the Atlantic crossing, let's open all those Atlantic waypoint and check that the coordinates are matching the names. And that there are not, for example, any half coordinates hidden in there, which are not supposed to be in our flight plan. But as you can see, that is easy going. Alright, 3,534 miles, and according to the flight plan, it's basically the same. So that is good. Looks like our flight plan is correct then. Okay, lovely. So on to the performance initialization. Zero fuel weight 167.8 and 2552.5 is the fuel, and then let's find these things. Contingency is 1.4, alternate 3.3, and final 2.5. Average wind can't be entered because it has already uplinked some sort of cruise wind, I guess. Yep, it has. Just request that again. What is the cruise actually looking like? Alright, quite a wide range. The real one doesn't do that. The real one, if you got level 350 in here and a step to 3.7, the real one would only get you the winds for level 3.5 and 3.7. That's why we always do the average wind, or the actual wind, very last in the setup. Alright, so now that we talked about that, let's enter the takeoff data. Flaps 255 degrees. Like that, and the speeds are gonna be 525863. So, noise abatement procedure 2 is in there. Engine out 15... Oh, what am I doing here? Hello? That was weird. My scratchpad entries just vanished there for a moment. Alright, D-rate climb 2, and lastly JFK 04 left for here as well. Optimum 335, well, if we start in 350, that's probably not too wrong. So with that, our flight plan is entered. We don't really need to check anything, because we've got no cruise level published. No SID in our flight plan, so we'll have to see what they're going to give us. And, well, initial climb's probably going to be 5,000, like that. Alright, cool. And then we can definitely manage all that stuff. Just show flight directors on, that's easiest. Okay, lovely. So all the good stuff is in here. Then let's go ahead and see if we can request an IFR clearance. So we have Asus India on board. So ATCCom, next page, departure request. Our Asus is India, we're at gate... I don't know. That doesn't seem to be a gate. Does it say anything anywhere here? No. Because why would it, huh? Well, then we actually have to check the chart. Yeah, somewhere over here, Terminal 1. And see APC 1 and 2, okay. Or 1 and 4. Yep, down here, gate 5. Okay, so gate 5. The aircraft is an A340-300 and the station is New York JFK. Good evening. Alright, that's all looking good. Lufthansa 405, JFK to Frankfurt, and transfer to the DCDU. Looks good. Send. Okay, lovely. So the clearance request is on our way. While we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and get ourselves ready for the flight, shall we? So departure briefing, we are leaving from... Actually, you know what? That's your job. So we're leaving from New York's... Oopsie. Runway 04 left. No SID published, probably JFK 5 or something, or most likely radar vector. Initial climb 5,000, 4,000 keeps us safe, even above Manhattan, and extra fuel time. We should have 1.5. The FMS tells us we've got 1.7, giving us 23 minutes. Alright, no hotspots for our taxi routing. We do have a runway crossing, however, of 31 left, I think it is. So keep an eye out for that one. Stop margin for the rejected takeoff, probably only a couple meters. So we do consider ourselves critical here. In case we continue straight at 25 miles, pick up the holding. 3,000 is fine with me, otherwise we go up to 4,000. And if we need to make an immediate return, then we are probably going to be overweight, so overweight landing procedure does apply. I've got nothing special, I've got nothing non-standard, and no threats for the departure. Anything from your side? No? Lovely. So that's our briefing complete. Alright, we can close this one, and here's the clearance. Clear Frankfurt, maintain 5,000. So here we go, 5,000. Departure on 125.7, squawk 4541, expect runway 4 left. So here's 4541, and runway 4 left is down here. Alright, Wilco, send. And 1257, I'll just put that over here as a reminder. Like that. Alright, beautiful. So, clearance is here, clearance is confirmed, and everything is looking good. Wonderful. Then let's see how the boarding is going. Which it doesn't tell us. Where does it actually tell us? Let's see if we open that. Boarding completed. Alright, even better. So, prepare for pushback and departure, please. And we do not need any de-icing. Beautiful. So that's looking fantastic. Then let's do the cockpit preparation checklist, please. So that's going to be gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity. Let's see, we got 54,420 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs, nav, and barrel ref QNH 3002. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Okay then, not HLA guideline, please. So, aircraft acceptance, ETOPS pre-departure service check is checked, RBSM equipment checked, clock and GPS mode checked, HF checked, message log. Let's see, we haven't done that. Only has our clearance, that's looking good. Okay, message log is checked, ADSC. Should say armed over here, not off. Okay, anyway. Here we go, ADSC armed. So it was actually set off manually. Here we go, that's what it's supposed to be at. So ADSC is armed. ATC auto position reports are not installed. Okay, IRS full alignment performed. Ground speed is checked 0, not HLA waypoints on OFP versus primary flight plan cross checked. Wind data entered, and that's the guideline complete down to oceanic entry. Okay, so far so good. Then let's do our load sheet. And for that, we got a zero fuel weight of 167.8 on board, and the CG is 27.5. So 1678 is checked, /27.5. And that gives us a gross weight CG of 29.8, which is checked. It has to be within 2%, so that's completely fine. Alright, lovely. Then we can keep our performance calculation. That's also for runway 4 left. All looking fantastic. Excellent, so the data is good, and the trim is 4.1 up. Like that. Fantastic. Then we've done all this stuff. In the real world we'll call apron. Unfortunately, with Say Intentions, apron works a little different than it does in the real world, so I am just going to go over to ground over here for our pushback clearance. Alrighty. Kennedy ground, Lufthansa 405 heavy, request pushback and startup.
Lufthansa 405 heavy, pushback and startup approved, tail northeast.
Pushback and startup approved, tail northeast, Lufthansa 405 heavy. Before start checklist. Park and brake, set, takeoff speeds and thrust, V1 152, VR 158, V2 163, flex 55, windows, closed, beacon, on, before start checklist complete. Ground flight deck. So, pushback and startup are approved, tail northeast, park and brake set. After that, stand by. So, continue push, and well, there's only one. Facing southwest, that's northeast, and why the hell is it changing my view? Haven't done that manually, haven't touched anything. Alright, here we go. So, please release park and brakes. Park and brakes are released, and you're clear to push. Standing by for your signal to start the engines. After that, start pushback and stand by engines. Okay. What are we waiting for? Should be everything removed, huh? I do believe I recall such an issue, where we just had to set the park and brake again. Then request a push. No. Oh god, what is it doing? Like, hello? Serious, GSX? I turned that off and on again. Right, do turn that off. GSX. Ramp exit November, let's try that. Alright. Park and brake off. Is it doing something now? It's open to editor! Like, why? No, don't do that. I got no fucking idea how to control that. I never selected it either. Okay, at least now we know what's going on there. So just perhaps if we just go back out of this, is that helping? No? Alright. Typical GSX. I tell you what, I'm going to restart it in the background, and then we can use that moment to say hello to our passengers at least. Alright, GSX is restarting. Park and brake is set again. Liebe Fluggäste, einen schönen guten Abend aus dem Cockpit, hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der Lufthansa darf ich Sie ganz herzlich an Bord unseres Airbus A340 auf unserem Flug nach Frankfurt willkommen heißen. Die Flugzeit heute haben wir mit etwa 7 Stunden berechnet. Wir erwarten einen weitestgehend ruhigen Flug in einer Höhe von anfänglich ca. 10.500 bis etwa 11.600 Metern Flughöhe. Wir erwarten heute Nacht einen sehr starken Rückenwind, sodass wir trotz der leichten Verspätung an unserem Abflug voraussichtlich pünktlich in Frankfurt ankommen werden. Das Wetter in Frankfurt geben wir Ihnen dann nochmal durch, wenn wir unseren Anflug starten. Wir haben jetzt noch einige Probleme mit unserem Pushback-Fahrzeug. Sobald diese gelöst sind, werden wir uns dann auf den Weg machen und erwarten aufgrund des starken Rückenwindes dann trotzdem eine pünktliche Ankunft in Frankfurt. Wir möchten uns an der Stelle ganz herzlich bei Ihnen bedanken, dass Sie heute an Bord sind, und wir melden uns dann im Anflug mit dem neuesten Wetter bei Ihnen. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and in the name of Lufthansa, welcome aboard our Airbus A340 on our flight to Frankfurt. We expect to push back in the next couple of minutes, and we are expecting some very strong tailwinds today, leading to a short flight time of just over 7 hours on our way to Frankfurt. We are currently solving a couple of problems with our pushback tuck. As soon as those are solved, we will commence our way to Frankfurt. And due to the strong tailwinds, we are expecting some light turbulence over the Atlantic today. Overall, I would like to welcome you aboard once again. I would like to ask you to pay your full attention to the cabin crew safety demonstration that is going to commence very shortly, as that is not just for your own safety, but also for the safety of the passengers sitting around you. And for the time being, just sit back, relax, make yourself comfortable, and we will be on our way to Frankfurt shortly. Thank you very much for your attention, and we wish you a nice and pleasant stay on board. Okay, so far so good. Then let's see. Okay, still in progress down here. Lufthansa 405, we have some problems with our pushback tuck, but we will be ready to push back in a minute. Is our clearance still valid?
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, your clearance is still valid. Let me know when you're ready for pushback.
Thank you, we are ready for pushback now, Lufthansa 405. Or at least we should be. Yep, here we are.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, pushback and startup approved. Tail northeast.
Pushback and startup approved, tail northeast, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Did it just restart the procedure? Okay, I'm done with you, GSX. Fuck off. Yeah, restart, go away, thank you. We do that ourselves. I think it's here, ground equipment. Let's see. Park and brake is released. Start the pushback. Here we go. Not the nice way of doing this, but I'm not gonna go for any more GSX delays. It's cost us like 6 minutes once again. Alright then, I think we gotta push onto here somewhere. So, ground flight deck, we'll be starting engines 1, 2, 3, 4 in that sequence, and we'll begin with engines number 1 and 2 now. Clear 1, 2. Engine 1 start. Yeah, that's the wrong direction. Let's try that one. Alright, here's 10%. Engine 2 start.
Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode, and larger devices should be securely stowed. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Pull the mask firmly.
Alright, I think this is probably gonna do. Not the best pushback, but we've seen worse. Right, pushback completed. Please set park and brake. And the park and brake is set. So we've got a good start, number 1.
In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow crew instructions immediately.
And we've got a good start, number 2. Ground flight deck, starting 3 and 4.
Inform a crew member right away.
Engine 3 start.
Safety information card contains all details. Thank you for your attention.
We do still have a company message down here. Let's see what that is. Okay, a little bit of weather. That's what we had requested earlier. And we got 10%. Engine 4 start. So there's a preliminary load sheet, and there's a final load sheet which we can quickly accept down here. Engine start still in progress. Let's just see 168.8 and as expected 27.5. Alright, good. That thing is accepted, looking good. So just waiting for number 4. 3 is available. Okay, ground. We have 4 good engine starts. Please disconnect and prepare the upline for taxi. See you on the left-hand side with a clear signal, and have a good night. Right, thank you, Captain. We're disconnecting, and see you on the left. Bye-bye. And here we go. 4 good starts. No anti-ice needed. That's all looking fantastic. Clear signal, we assume, is received. And after start checklist. Anti-ice off. Ecom status checked. Pitch trim is 29.6. So like this. And rudder trim neutral. After start checklist complete. Lufthansa 405 Heavy, request taxi.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, runway 4 left taxi via November Alpha, Mike Bravo, Bravo, Kilo, hold short of runway 31 left, then Kilo 1.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, taxi runway 4 left via November Alpha, Mike Bravo, Bravo, Kilo, hold short runway 31 left, and thereafter expecting Kilo 1. Okay, that certainly sounds doable. Give me the AGC. So we're coming out via November Alpha, which is over here. Then we continue via Bravo. Where's Bravo Kilo? Well, no, via Bravo and Kilo to Kilo 1. Alright, so out to the left, and then all the way out here. Alright. Clear left side, clear right side. Parking brake is off. Then let's go. And the right side is clear. Brake check. Pressure 0. So it does say Mike Bravo that direction. I kind of think we are going on November here, then Alpha, Mike Bravo is over here, and then Bravo is the second to the left, so that's a little shortcut from ATC. Okay. Okay, so Mike Bravo on to Bravo, which is the next left. Ooh, nice departure there. Clear on the left side.
Approaching 13 right.
No, not yet. Okay. So straight ahead until Kilo. Flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Okay then. Heart rate max. Weather radar is set. Takeoff config. It's good. Cabin's also ready. That's what I call timing. Taxi checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting. Config 2. Radar and predictive wind shear system. On and auto. Engine start selector. Norm. ECAM memo. Takeoff. No. Taxi checklist complete. Okay, so we're looking for Kilo, which is going to be eventually to the right. We're crossing Lima right now, so we got another 1, 2, 3 taxiways ahead of us. Basically over there where the turn starts. Okay. Couple lovely bits of snow everywhere here. You definitely notice it is winter time. But that kind of makes it look nice. The reflection in the sky from the lights of the city here are beautiful as well, aren't they? Okay, so here's the first of the kilos. We're looking for the third one. Lufthansa 405 is ready to cross runway 31 left. So that's the one, Kilo.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, cross runway 31 left, then continue taxi.
Crossing 31 left, Lufthansa 405. Okay, the approach area is clear. Nothing departing there either.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, cross runway 31 left, continue taxi.
Yeah, you said that already. I'm not going to repeat myself.
Approaching runways.
Yep, and we're clear to cross.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, cross runway 31 left, then continue taxi via Kilo 1.
Via Kilo 1, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Okay, so both sides are clear. Crossing. And then Kilo 1 is basically the full length runway 4 left.
Speedbird 18 Alpha, runway 31 right taxi via Tango Alpha. Alpha, Delta Bravo, Yankee Alpha, hold short of runway 2
Right,
right.
the British Airways is also departing at this time of the day. Well, they have like a flight every hour, but they're also departing. Okay then. So, to the full length, and then we're good to go. I've got no changes to the takeoff briefing. Altimeter looks a little low here. Lufthansa 405 Heavy, please confirm the QNH. Let's see if you understood that. That's how I would have asked it in the real world.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, can you repeat that?
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, please confirm the altimeter setting. If I need to guess, the AI doesn't like the word confirm. They probably want to know something like, please tell me the altimeter setting.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, altimeter setting is 30.02.
30.02, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Oh, so it did understand. Okay. Okay, so there's Kilo 2 coming up, and Kilo 1 is next.
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, contact tower on 119.1. Have a good evening.
119.1, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Good evening. Kennedy Tower, Lufthansa 405 Heavy is ready for departure. doesn't happen often that you are number one at the runway.
The 405 Heavy, Kennedy Tower, runway 4 left, wind 310 at 15. Fly runway heading, clear for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, runway 4 left, cleared for takeoff, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Oh god, click spot.
Kennedy Tower, Delta 807 established on the RNAV, runway 31 right.
So, lineup checklist. Takeoff runway, 4 left, kilo 1. TCAS, TA, RA, packs 1 and 2, off, lineup checklist complete. Are you ready? Takeoff.
On runway 04 left.
Ground Delta 2692.
Madflex 55, SRS, runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Knots, checked.
Runway 22 right.
Rotate.
Holding short of runway 22 right, ice air 56 kilo. JetBlue 2102.
Pause the climb. Gear up.
31 right, cleared to land.
Full heading. Heading. We should need a little bit more pitch.
Right. Crossing 22 right, ice air 56 kilo.
This is looking better now. Lufthansa 405, O to departure. Thrust decline 2, open climb auto thrust. Kennedy departure, Lufthansa 405 heavy, passing 1,500, climbing 5,000. Okay, just match that heading with the runway heading, please. Alright, flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, cleared direct happy.
Climb and maintain level 350 direct happy, Lufthansa 405 heavy. That's probably not how this would have gone in the real world. Okay, so, direct. Come on, remove that stupid clear down there. And flap 0. Speed checked, flap 0. Come on, remove that clear, thanks. Direct happy. Nav. Climb. Okay, so acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, spoilers retracted. Yeah, you're gonna get the pack now. And packs on. Just look at all the lights. New York is such an amazing area to fly over. Alright, that's looking good. Let's just update the direct here. Third happy. Here we go. Okay, that is looking quite good. From now on, it's probably going to be flying straight for a long time, so Autopilot 1. Just amazing, isn't it? Totally amazing. Alright then, let's go ahead and see if this update has really fixed the ETOPS issues. So we can start programming a couple of those points. Data, next page, stored waypoints, new waypoint. And we'll call it ETOPS entry point 1. And that's going to be at north 43.22.1. Direct happy, then as filed, Lufthansa 401. 5. Whatever. And west 053446. Alright, like that. Yeah, whatever. Okay, then we need Yankee Hotel Zulu Sierra November November, which is the equal time point between Halifax and Shannon. That's 46.340. And 37379. And finally, we also need an ETOPS exit point number 1, which is this one, and that's going to be north 50.6 and 01935. Like that. Alright, all of that stuff is stored. Let's go ahead and insert that on the fix info page. ETOPS entry point 1 is that one. Then we need Yankee Hotel Zulu Sierra November November for that one. And finally the ETOPS exit point 1. And look at that, we can enter all of them. So that bug is definitely solved. Lovely. Alright then, let's get a little bit of en route weather. So, Aegis, now we're looking at Charlie Yankee Hotel Zulu, arrival Aegis. Let's also get Lajes, which is this one, and also Shannon. Alright, and finally Frankfurt, because why wouldn't we? Okay. So, all requested. And here we go, passing 10,000. It's already pretty dark outside, so lights off, signs off, ethers. Let's switch it over to airports. Like that. Okay, so we've done the clear part, let's do the copy part. Like that, cruising 350, optimum 340, maximum 368, so that's all easy going. Beautiful. So basically everything is done, and then I'd say let's do what our cabin crew suggests and sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight over to Frankfurt, and then I see you on the other side for when we start the approach into Frankfurt.
runway 07 right approach into Frankfurt.
Expecting the ILS runway 07 right, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Good morning, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the flight thus far. We are now on the approach to Frankfurt, and we have just been assigned runway 07 right by the approach controller. Let's go ahead and go over our FMS setup, do a little approach briefing, and then we're already down there ready to start the arrival itself. In the meantime, beautiful weather down here, isn't it? I'm absolutely enjoying this one so far. So let's go ahead and have a start with our briefing. The ILS runway 07 right is an easy one, starting out at Delta Fox 6.
Lufthansa 405, I've got a more direct path for you. Descend flight level 110, turn right, heading 120 vectors for the ILS runway 7 right approach.
Right heading 120 vectors ILS 07 right, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Alright, easy going. Heading 120 and thrust idler descent.
Lufthansa 405, descend flight level 110. Turn right, heading 130 vectors for the ILS runway 07 right approach.
Right heading 130 vectors ILS 07 right, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Okay, easy going. So let's go ahead and find a quick collection of charts that we are going to use for this one. So we'll need the parking chart east, we'll need the ground chart, and then in terms of approaches, ILS 07 right it is.
Flight level 050, turn left, heading 125.
Descending altitude 5000, heading 125, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Okay, set QNH. QNH 999 cross-check passing 12,200 now. So, let's quickly clean up that flight plan, please. Direct Delta Foxtrot 660. And you can make that radial in 246. Like that. Okay, nice. So, for the approach briefing then, and anti-AI is on. So, light science, EFS, like that, and then we finally have GPS primary with a high accuracy. Alright, lovely. So that's everything cross-checked, and then let's go for the briefing. So we're receiving radar vectors for an ILS approach runway 07 right, the MSA is 4300, and we are going to...
Lufthansa 405 Heavy, 14 miles from Delta Foxtrot 670. Turn left, heading 110, descend altitude 4,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 7 right approach, QNH 909er.
Left heading 110, descend 4000 on QNH 999, cleared ILS 07 right, Lufthansa 405 Heavy. Okay, lovely. So, 4000 blue. No, not 3900. 4000. Okay, so let's quickly do that briefing again. So, MSA 4300, ILS 07 right, minimum 530, go around right turn out, climbing 5000, initially to 50 knots maximum, and extra fuel and time is half an hour. So, flight director guidance for the approach, config 3, idle reverse, rotate the runway to the left with auto brake low, giving us about 1000 meters stop margin. Nothing special, nothing non-standard, and No threats, huh? Alright, briefing complete. So we're receiving the ILS completely now. Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2, glide slope localizer blue. Approach checklist, please. Barrel reference, QNH, 999, seatbelts. On minimum is MDA 530, auto brake, low, engine start selector, norm, approach checklist completed. That's how we're loving it. Alright, so we've done pretty much everything we had to do. So let's go ahead and pre-select that tower frequency, 136. Well, in the real world would be 119 or 11878, but they just handed one over to 1365. We'll see about that. Lock star. In any case, let's go ahead and have a little bit of fun. Cat 3 single.
Descend, crossing, descend,
What?
crossing,
No.
of conflict.
There's absolutely no one here. Okay, activate approach phase. I'm wondering, there's been no decel point here. Glide slope alive. Looks like we'll be able to do a lovely idle path descent here. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Lock. Alt star. Alt. Glide slope star. Go around altitude 5000 set. Okay, gear down. Glide slope. Looks like we may need a bit of speed brake here.
Lufthansa 405, contact Frankfurt Tower on 118.78.
118.78, Lufthansa 405. Bye bye. Okay, so it is the correct frequency after all. Frankfurt Tower, Lufthansa 405 Heavy established ILS 07, right.
500.
Checked.
Fly.
What's going on with TCAS today? Flaps 2. And speed brake is coming in. Oh, there was no ballooning on Airbus aircraft. The best joke among Airbus engineers, huh? Flaps 3. Speed check, flaps 3. Landing checklist. ECAM memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete. Alright, nicely stabilized. There's our runway, we are clear to land. Little bits of turbulence here, but everything easy. Wind check. Checked.
Lufthansa 405, good. Wind 040 at 10. Lufthansa 405 heavy, wind 040 at 10. Runway 7 right, clear to land.
Runway 7 right, clear to land, Lufthansa 405 heavy.
Approaching 07 right.
So the wind is still turning a little bit, but is more or less like it will be on the ground already. Land. Checked. Continue. Spoilers, reverse green, decel, and manual brakes.
Lufthansa 405, contact ground on 121.805.
121.805, Lufthansa 405.
Lufthansa 405, ground frequency, contact ground for taxi instructions.
Yeah, whatever. Frankfurt ground, Lufthansa 405, request taxi to gate Alpha 69er.
Lufthansa 405, taxi to Terminal 1 gate, a 69er via Mike 14, hold short of runway 25 center, then Lima 9er, Lima, November 7, Link 5, November 8, good day.
Welcome to Frankfurt.
Lufthansa 405, taxi Alpha 69er via Mike 14, Lima 9er, November 8, good day.
Now, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we reach our final parking position.
Okay, set hold short 25 center.
And we hope to see you again soon.
No, Mike 14 is not where you typically cross, but I'm not gonna say no to this. Lufthansa 405, request crossing runway 07 center.
Lufthansa 405, hold short of runway 25C, 777 on the runway.
Holding short 25 center, Lufthansa 405. Okay, there it is. So, after landing checklist,
Lufthansa
radar and predictive
405,
wind shear
contact tower
off.
on 118.78 for departure clearance.
11878, Lufthansa 405. Frankfurt Tower, Lufthansa 405, request crossing runway 07 center. So, the 777 is up in the air.
Lufthansa 405 heavy, Frankfurt Tower, not clear what you said, say again.
Request crossing runway 07 center.
Lufthansa 405, Gude. Runway 07 center, crossing approved.
Crossing 07 center approved, Lufthansa 405 heavy.
Approaching.
Okay, nice. Cleared across.
Center.
And then we're going to continue via Lima, November 8 into the terminals. Easy going. So that guy is still holding. Excellent. Alright, then I tend to say this has been a thoroughly enjoyable flight. Could have flared a tiny bit more, but overall a good landing. And absolutely beautiful flight, beautiful sunrise. And now it's most definitely time to go home. This is the kind of flight which really is heavy on your body. It's been just like 7-hour flight time-ish, but you wouldn't have a third pilot on a flight like this. And, well, departing at 0300 UTC is about as hard on your body as it actually gets. You're standing up, or you're waking up right at the beginning of the window of Cardian Low, departing right within that window, and then you gotta sit there for like 7 hours with 2 pilots. So that's about the hardest thing that you're actually going to get in terms of what you can fly on a long haul. Alright, so we set November 7, link something November 8, that's looking good. So we are going to turn next to the right over here. So here's November 7. Do not use the colored lines with a white body, they have a maximum wingspan of 36 meters only. With the background being that you can fit 2 A320s next to one another, one on the yellow or orange and one on the blue line. Okay, the right side is clear, that Etihad is more than far enough away. Then let's swing over onto November 8. Which is going to be the next one over here. Okay, right side clear. Our gate is over there and is already clear. Beautiful. So starting APU. Nope, no GSX. Lovely. All makes it easier to park ourselves.
CityJet 355, wind
Just one attempt. If we turn this off, can control it up here? Yes, we can. Interesting.
07 left clear.
No comment.
CityJet 355.
So Alpha 69, no follow me, handling by shipboard. So, A340-300 is on the guidance system. That looks close over here. But, as we can see, it fits perfectly well. That's why it's rather important that you taxi accurately on the guidance. And then the thing gives you like 2 seconds to stop. Alright, parking brake set, APU bleed on, Then waiting for APU bleed to show up on the camera as well. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cabin crew all lost in park. Alrighty, with that, welcome to Frankfurt. Then, toggle door arming, like that, ground power, chocks, and with the chocks in we can release that brake.
Frankfurt Tower, air creep 6 Mike Alpha, established on the RNAV X-ray, runway 07 right.
Alright, parking checklist. Parking brake chocks, chocks in, engines off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist complete. Well, my friends, welcome to Frankfurt. I do hope that you've all enjoyed the flight as much as I did. I've surely had a blast at this once again. Now it's up to you though. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you like, let me know what you dislike. And then I'm really looking forward to see you all again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below.